Today on Tikifire Toy Reviews, Star Wars The Black Series Luke Skywalker 6-inch X-Wing fighter pilot. Hello, Tikifire here with another Tikifire toy review, and today I'm reviewing Star Wars The Black Series 6-inch Luke Skywalker X-Wing pilot. Got this figure for Christmas, and let me tell you, this figure is awesome. I love the outfit on this figure. I love the sculpt. I love the paint apps on this thing, especially on the helmet. It is amazing. Let's take a look at him. First, let's look at the box. This is from the first few series of Star Wars The Black Series. It says 01 Luke Skywalker. It's got the orange line telling you it's from the earlier series. The newer ones have blue lines. It says Luke Skywalker uses the power of the Force and his piloting skills to destroy the Death Star. It'll be just like Beggar's Canyon back home. Love that movie. Alright, and then here's Luke himself. And let's take a zoom in on him a little bit and take a look at him closer up. He is one good looking figure. Let's rotate him around. See if I can do it without knocking him over. One way is to hold him, right? You can see he's got these canisters on his leg, on the right leg. He's got the straps going down from the vest down around his legs, and they're loose. He's got these things, little spanner wrenches, or something. I have no idea. Those are on his bicep there. He's got some paint apps here, like dirt and stuff, and little lines there. And then he's got his lightsaber and his blaster pistol and his removable helmet. Now his vest and all this doesn't come off. This is molded on. But lots of little paint apps and details on there. This figure is one of the more detailed figures I've seen in Star Wars, period, much less in the 6-inch line. This is a pretty amazing looking figure. I remember the first time I saw it was in Kmart about a year and a half ago. And I almost picked it up then, but I wasn't collecting these bigger figures at that point. And I still am not sure whether I'd say I'm actually collecting them. I'm basically getting the ones that I think are cool. And there are a few that I really haven't gotten yet, and may never get. Like 6-inch Anakin, Jedi Knight, whatever he is. I don't know. I'm still kind of about him, but we'll see. Maybe someday, if it's not too expensive. Now, his lightsaber does come out of his hand. It does fit in either hand. Although this hand has a trigger finger posed for his blaster pistol. So that does come out. His hands do rotate at the wrists. Elbows do bend up like that. His arm will go all the way around and bend out about to there. He does have the knee joint with the weird knee joint like a lot of these Luke figures. And his leg does turn up here at the up the thigh. It does turn, but it's kind of stiff. And you can't bend his legs too far up by themselves because of these straps. And they go up to there. I wouldn't want to bend them too much further because the strap could break. I mean, it's pretty tough, but it's not the toughest. And his foot does twist all the way around like that. It's just kind of odd, but hey, you could make him in some neat poses if you had like boxes and things to lean him on. Hey, how you doing? I'm Luke Skywalker. Check it out. Really poseable figure. I mean, he looks incredible. Just look at that. Amazing. Look at the dirt. Paint apps of dirt and grime they've put in here. That's nothing I've done. That's not dust. That's actually painted onto him. This figure is one of the best looking Star Wars action figures I've ever seen, period. And he does have, you got to kind of pop it up with the chin strap. You don't want to pull too hard because you don't want to break that chin strap off. The helmet is rubber. I don't know if you can see it there. See if I can get it to focus. There we go. The helmet is rubber. Look at that paint app on that. That is amazing. That is so cool. And he's got the goggles on. They are yellowish. In the movie, I think they were a little more orangish, but hey, what are you going to do? It's got the stripes and everything, the rebel symbols. I mean, this is great. The paint apps on this helmet alone are amazing. But then on the figure himself, it's really cool. So let's take a look at him, see if I can get him a little bit closer and focus in on him. Look at that. Great sculpt, great head sculpt. And it does turn side to side. Can tilt it up and back a little bit. It does appear to be on a ball joint. Great sculpt on his hair. And he has the lighter hair like in the original Star Wars movie. His hair tends to darken as the movies progress. And by Return of the Jedi, it's really dark. It's almost like a brownish, dark brown almost. What a great looking figure. I mean, they really went all out on this, I believe. I think it's easy to tell. And to me, this is basically my definitive X-Wing Luke. I mean, my definitive X-Wing Luke was always the old one. The old vintage figure. 5-point of articulation. This guy's got him way, way beat. I mean, I like this guy. I've got a few of the different ones, like the Snowspeeder Pilot Luke. That one's a really good one in the 3 3/4 inch. I believe it was from the Vintage Collection, I think. Or it might have been Saga Line, but either way, great figure, that one. You know, I've got some of the other pilots, and they all look good, but let me tell you, this is the best Luke pilot figure I've ever seen. I mean, with all the details, all the paint apps, I mean, the painted on dirt. I mean, that's amazing, the grime that was on this suit. Because, I mean, that was one of the cool things about the original Star Wars movie, for About a New Hope, is things looked used. You know, they weren't just all shiny and new. There's paint apps on the gun, too. I forgot to show you that. Yeah. So, things weren't all shiny and new. I mean, they looked grimy, they looked used. And the suits looked like someone else had worn them before. I mean, you know, come on. That was part of Star Wars. And part of what made it such a neat, lived-in look. It was like you were almost seeing just a little part of what was going on, especially with that opening spiel and all that. It was like you were just catching up on the story. And I knew a lot of that's having to do with it being based on the old serials like Flash Gordon, Buck Rogers, and all that. But they really went out of their way and made it look like a lived-in place. And I always loved that about it. It made it so much more realistic. Even though, yes, it's far-fetched. They're flying through space, hyperspeed, all that, whatever. I get it. Hyperspace, I think they called it, yes. And I get all that. It's, yeah, you're still suspension of disbelief, though. But, I mean, it really looked lived in. And they really did a number on this, because they really captured how he looked in that first movie with this 6-inch action figure. Great figure. I can't recommend this figure highly enough if you collect the 6-inch figures, or if you just want Luke looking like he looked in New Hope at the end of the movie in the X-Wing fighter pilot getup. So this has been a Tikifire toy review. Hope you enjoyed it. Please check out my other reviews. Please subscribe. Thanks for watching.